welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, an upset result in Saturday's Alsafra Trophy feature at Caymanas Park in Jamaica. And while racing is set to resume in Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago loses a top racehorse trainer. Plus stories you're going to love from the USA and Canada, where the famous Woodbine racetrack in Toronto finally kicked off its 2021 season. First, to Jamaica's Caymanas Park.
9 runners here parading ahead of Saturday's main event, the Alsafra Trophy, run in honor of the 2008 Triple Crown winning filly. The 7-horse Excessive Force with O'Shane Nugent aboard for trainer Philip Fiani, the favourite for the 1 mile run. Excessive Force was a 1-2 bet with a 4-horse Double Crown, last year's 2000 Guinness third placer, the 3-2 second favourite. Fair support too for number 1, the 2019 Invitational Mile runner-up to Stranger Danger, Uncle Frank at 7-1, and the 2-horse Master of Hole at 8-1. The 21-1 outsider Awesome Treasure, a winner only twice in 13 starts so far this year, led from early, and ace commentator Bran Rickman tells us if she goes gate to wire.
Dashing up toward the final 3/8 of a mile, Awesome Treasure will try to steal the show, leading up by some 5 lengths. Excessive Force continues to be urged to get closer as they leave the 5/16, but it is Awesome Treasure and Dane Dawkins into the lane. They're at the top of it in the Alsafra Trophy, and they're traveling strong. Dane has a look behind him. He sees Excessive Force now asked to kick in on the outside. Let Him Fly is struggling in third along with Uncle Vinny and the rest, but it is Awesome Treasure with a furlong to run. Excessive Force now gathering momentum on the outside. Awesome Treasure beginning to tie up a bit. Excessive Force now trying to get to that leader, but it's been a good ride on Awesome Treasure from Dane Dawkins. They stole the show from early. They beat Excessive Force in the Alsafra.
A smashing front-running win for the Success Farms Awesome Treasure under jockey Dane Dawkins, scoring by 2 3/4 lengths over the odds-on favourite Excessive Force, clocking 1 minute 40 3/5 for the 1 mile trip for trainer Gary Sabrati.
My expectations was to go in and try something a little different. To put the visor on her, and I decided I wanted to go in front and see what she did. Dane run a perfect race on her. He stole away from the 5.5 and then got her back relaxed, back going into the turn. And she finished the race really good. But the expectations wasn't to win, but we're glad for the win.
To Barbados now, where COVID-19 restrictions prevented any racing at the Garrison Savannah since late December. But that near 6-month stoppage is about to end with a 10-race card on Friday.
Observing COVID-19 protocols, no spectators will be allowed, with a $25,000 welcome back trophy race as the main event. After 3 scratches, number 4 Stolen, 5 Debonair David, and 7 Brigadier Wood. 5 horses have been declared, including number 1, last year's Sand Lane Gold Cup runner-up Bodie Tap, number 2, the mount of top jockey Rashid Hughes, former Gold Cup winner Celestial Storm, and the 6th horse Gandalf, who won the 2018 Derby.
Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago's horse racing fraternity is mourning the passing last Thursday of trainer Hararam Pepsi Gobin at age 60.
2 years in a row, 2019 with Nuclear Power and Master of War in 2020, Gobin won the prestigious Gold Cup. He also won the 2004 TNT Derby with Mucho Tempo. He died in hospital after feeling unwell. On the most recent race day at Santa Rosa Park on the 24th of April, Gobin was the top trainer with 2 wins, Affirmative and Rio Ponte, before COVID-19 restrictions stalled racing in Arima.
To the USA now, where Caribbean trainers Uriah St. Louis and Safi Joseph Jr. had a 1-2 finish in the Salvatore Mile Stakes at Monmouth Park in New Jersey.
It was Barbadian Safi Joseph Jr.'s 7-horse New York Traffic, the odds-on favourite in front in the 10-horse field, but the 4-5 bet would get a late race challenge from a fast-finishing outsider from the barn of Trinidad-born trainer Uriah St. Louis.
New York Traffic with a 1/4 mile left to go. Green Light Go is back to second. West Willpower is looking for room, tips to the outside. Bow Harbor is trying to run on. Pirates Punch has got to do more. New York Traffic, but has plenty of company to the outside. West Willpower, Informative has come from far out of it. Informative trying to pull off a shocker. Informative down to the inside of New York Traffic. Informative has taken the lead. Informative is going to blow up the board.
New York Traffic unable to withstand the finishing burst of the 7-9-1 long shot Informative, who was last down the backstretch. But jockey Jose Ferrer's patient ride does it for owners Trinbook Stables Incorporated, and wasn't so much of a shocker for Trinity trainer Uriah St. Louis.
Well, the last race he ran at Pimlico, most of the horses who came back from that race came back and won. So I'm saying we was just training him good and saying, please God, let him get our opening, and he got our opening and he went through it and he won. Thank you, God.
Do we need to start respecting your horses now in these graded stakes races?
I don't know. That's up to them. All I know, I bring them ready, and if they run great, I'm happy.
Congratulations to you on this victory.
Thank you, sir.
Informative with just 2 prior wins from 24 starts, logs the massive upset win in the US $160,000 Salvatore Mile, toppling the 4-5 favorite New York Traffic, scoring by a length and stopping the clock at 1:37.01 for 8 furlongs.
So Saffie Joseph Jr. misses out on the top prize in New Jersey, but within 40 minutes at Florida's Gulfstream Park, where he is the leading trainer, there was no stopping him in the Ginger Pun Stakes.
Jockey Edwin Gonzalez was aboard Saffie's 4-5 favorite Shifty She, the 5-year-old mare in front here in the US $75,000 event on turf, and bracing for a charge coming from behind.
They're at the top of the stretch. It's still Shifty She in front. Sun Summers takes aim second, summering down the outside. 1/8 of a mile to go. Sun Summers tries to get Shifty She. Shifty She is still in front and she's dead game. Sun Summers lunging up on the outside. Shifty She, Sun Summers, it's Shifty She to win it.
Shifty She by a half a length in the Ginger Pun Stakes, fighting off Sun Summers at 8-1 odds and clocking 140.13 for the 8.5 furlong trip.
Let's head to Canada now. The famous Woodbine racetrack in Toronto finally kicking off its 2021 season after COVID-19 restrictions forced a delay. And you know what's coming next. Stories of Patrick Husbands winning.
Yes, the 8-time Jockey of the Year in Canada wasted little time in opening his account for the new season. The Barbadian had 2 weekend wins, the first coming 3 races into Saturday's opening day. Here he is in the dark-coloured silks aboard the 5-2 bet. Juxtapose, quickening to challenge for the lead.
Juxtapose ranges up on the outside, and Director's Cut finishing on now, but it's Juxtapose who got clear down the outside in the winner's circle, finishing well, and is the main threat, but Juxtapose well out in front. Juxtapose by a length and a half to win the winner's circle, and Juxtapose by a length in the winner's circle second.
Juxtapose strong at the end for Husbands to score by 3/4 of a length in the Canadian $101,000 allowance event for fillies and mares, clocking 141.18 for 8.5 furlongs. Fort Erie in Ontario also opened this week, and Jamaica-born Kirk Johnson won the Summer Solstice Cup aboard the 17-1 bet Lost Corsage and joined Barbadian Chris Husbands with a double, Guyanese Sonny Singh and TNT's Emil Ramsamy among winning Caribbean jockeys on opening day.
Still in Canada, Caribbean jocks continue to be very prominent performers at Century Mile in Edmonton and Winnipeg's Assiniboia Downs. Rika Walcott and Andre Martin sharing 7 wins on Friday evening's 11-race card at Century Mile.
4 wins for Jamaican Martin, propelling him to lead the early jockeys table with 13 wins. Barbadian Walcott, the reigning Century Mile champion, had 3 wins on Friday and another victory on Sunday to be joint second on 10 wins. Barbadian Antonio Whitehall also in the top 5. And at Winnipeg's Assiniboia Downs, 4 wins this week for the informed TNT jockey Stanley Cheney Jr., including the Chantilly Stakes on Tuesday with Melisandre, and he's now second in the jockeys table behind the Mexican Jorge Carreno, with Jamaicans Leroy Nelson and Neville Stevenson and TNT's Richard Mangali filling in the other top 5 spots.
We've been at the track covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.